Hey, welcome to Live at Woodwork Audio. My name is James, this is Sam, and today we have Jumping the Gun. I almost said your name again. For some reason. Today we have Sam.
Today we have Hannah and Brian's.
Yes. I'm not the Hannah.
Oh. You'd be surprised at which one is the Hannah.
Figure out which one.
But if you want to start by going through and introducing who you are and what you do in the band,
Sure.
that would be cool.
Howard Wallace, I'm the bass player.
I'm Hannah. I do everything.
Brian, I am the drummer.
I'm Tyler, and I guess I don't do anything because Hannah does everything.
There you go.
Is Brian really your name? I'm just suspicious.
It is.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to make sure. I'm a little suspicious. Yeah, okay. Perfect.
We started off with Bite My Tongue, correct?
Yes.
You want to tell us a little bit about that song?
Well, Bite My Tongue is one that we just released off of our latest EP, and it was our EP Bad Behavior. It was probably the most fun we had creating in studio doing that song. Very high energy, and we just enjoyed making music videos and everything for it as well because it was so crazy. It was intense, but it was fun, and we love playing it live too because it's good to get the crowd moving with that one.
Yeah, it's a jam.
Yeah,
I like it.
Thanks.
Yep. It is fun to have like upbeat songs to play with, and like I like slow songs and stuff, but having that song that like the crowd gets into, it's always fun. We were talking earlier about I just did the thing where I pointed away from my mouth.
Thank you for giving me the mic while you talk.
Me and Hannah were talking earlier about just being front people and having to like interact with the crowd and saying something, and then the crowd just gives you crickets back, and you're like, all right. So like when you can play a song where the crowd actually gets into it, it's always such a good feeling when you see them like getting into it and not just like standing in the back like, yeah, okay, it's a song.
I know what I'm going to say today. That reminds me.
Oh,
I know what I hate.
I know mine too.
We'll circle back to that.
We'll come back. That's a thing.
Anyways.
If y'all haven't watched the podcast, you don't know.
You don't know.
One of these days,
excited.
One of these days, we're gonna have a band come on and be like, "We prepared, we watched, we know."
That's okay. It's okay.
I just found out today. I think she was like, "You're getting in the car and we gotta go play," and I'm like,
Howard's
"Okay,
like, are we playing a show? All right. Why are we at this guy's house?
all right, let's go."
Why are we here? I don't
Do
know.
we have everything? All right, let's go.
Where's the venue at?
That's
I'm
it.
confused.
Oh my gosh.
Hell
Pretty
yeah.
much.
How long have y'all been a band? How long is Jumping the Gun or
You
the
answer.
history of it?
8 years. 8 years is where we're standing right
Nice.
now. We started back when we were when Brian and I were very young.
I don't even think I had a beard when we started.
Oh, nice.
Dude, I feel like you
long
have
time.
always had a beard.
I think you've always had a beard,
like
dude.
always.
Yeah,
From
maybe.
birth.
Yeah, like he came out of the womb with a full-on
He
beard.
knows.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
Yeah. No, we've been a band for 8 years. We started in like 2015. And I say seriously, but even then it was still like a high school band. So,
But you took it serious.
but we took it so seriously,
Yeah.
dude. We were like, yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
make it to the top.
Yeah.
But no, we had so much fun, and it became something we were very passionate about. And then we started getting more serious with like the writing and doing shows and all that stuff. And then, my dad Howard has been a part of it since the beginning as well. Actually, even before Brian. Just barely.
Yeah.
Just barely. But
A couple months.
and then
By maybe, I don't even think that. Just probably weeks. Serious. It wasn't long.
and then Tyler came in actually at the beginning of 2023.
Oh, nice. Cool.
So yeah.
Welcome aboard.
So
Thank you.
was your sound, your style kind of similar back then, or obviously it's evolved, but like were y'all kind of like in this realm at the beginning?
Don't make me talk this whole way through.
I feel like we were similar.
Brian's like, I've been
our
playing the
music
same
has
beats.
definitely
I
a
count
lot
to
of
4.
it comes from
feel that.
the same base,
I
but
feel
like
that.
I definitely feel like it's evolved to being more complex, whereas our old stuff used to be super, like, not super simple, but a lot more simple.
Yeah.
Because I know in a lot of our other songs, I don't think we played any tonight, but in a lot of our other songs, we do like time signature changes in the middle of songs and like
Yeah, we
that
don't-
kind of stuff.
We don't cross that stream. Not yet.
Yeah. So that's something we've been doing for a couple years now, and it always is super fun to figure out.
Yeah.
But we definitely didn't do that like when we first started.
I feel that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because I mean, you've been in a band for 8 years. We had one band that was like, we were a surf punk band, and now they're just like alternative rock. We had another band that was like, we were a punk. Well, I was a metal. I wrote metal music, and then these guys joined, and now we play punk. And I was just curious.
Yeah, I would say we've definitely been a rock band. I think for the majority.
Duration.
Yeah,
I got you. I mean, obviously, it's gonna evolve over time, but. But speaking of evolving, I'm curious, how did adding a second guitar player after 7 years together, how much did that change?
Yeah, that
dynamics?
was desperately needed for a long time. I mean, I'm in full belief that we've been looking for a guitar player for 7 years. It was like, it's hard because finding musicians that are like, even just with schedules, able to like be there, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And then on top of that, find a musician that's able to learn your songs and is actually like into it and willing to like show up and everything. It's a whole thing.
And they have to be a half decent person, too.
Well, I mean, you got to get along somewhat.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was definitely a blessing, and it came at like the perfect time because we were about to release our latest EP, and we were getting ready to do the first release show, and I had talked to Tyler like a month before just about songwriting and stuff, and then I was like, hey, you want to play a show with us? And then it was like amazing. So I was like, hey, why don't you be a part of our band?
You want to do some songs together? And then bang.
But it was like doing our first show together with that. It was a major relief off of me because it's difficult to, I'm not a great multitasker. So singing, entertaining, and playing guitar at the same time is a lot. So there were a few songs where I was actually able to step away from guitar and just let him do his thing. And it was so much easier to like keep the attention of the crowd.
Absolutely.
So
Gives you a minute to breathe, too.
yeah, for sure.
What was it like joining a band that had been established? Because it was the three of y'all from the beginning, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
How was it being the new guy for a 7-year group?
It's not too bad. The main thing was I wasn't really expecting, I guess, all of the joining the band full time. I kind of thought it was going to be like, hey, you're here to help out for this one show kind of thing. Yeah. And then it was like,
Joke's that's how they get you.
And then she didn't say like you're in the band. She was like, cool. Practices are on Wednesday. Here's the next show. And I was like, okay. Okay. But no, it was great. I mean, it was. I listened to their stuff for a while, and I think I'd seen them a couple of times before live, and I didn't realize how much was missing out of the tracks live. Because then like I listened back to the record versions of the stuff, and I was like, oh my gosh, there's all this stuff going on. So. Because I think you would send me like some of the individual, just the lead guitar tracks, and I was like, whoa, okay, this is pretty cool. And then I kind of learned those, and then when we all got together and played, and I threw those on top of everything else, it sounded amazing. So it's cool.
Dope. I don't think we'll ever be able to get a third member.
At this point, I don't want to.
Yeah.
How long have you guys been a band?
Dead Allies has been a band.
The questions have turned.
Oh boy.
We started talking about it in 2020.
2 years.
Okay, so you just gotta wait until 7 years.
There you go.
And then you'll get
there you go.
We started originally just, I was like, hey, I've got some songs I've written. Do you want to just put some drums to them? Let's just record them. I wanted to experiment with the studio, try different things where it wasn't someone else paying for the time. Wanted to try some things out. So we did our first album, and I was really kind of just recording it to just record it. I was going to, we'll put it out, whatever. Yeah. And then we shot some videos for it, and then we put out our first single and our music video for that, and then suddenly everybody's like, hey, do y'all need another guitar player? Hey, do you need a bass player?
They come out of the woodwork.
And we had been telling people, we were like, hey, we're recording an album. They're like, yeah, okay, that's cool. And then we put out a music video, and they're like, hey, do you need somebody for the next? And we're like, we recorded a whole 12-track album. It's done. What are you talking about?
Set in stone.
But we needed you 2 years ago.
Right? At this point, I kind of just want to, we keep turning everybody down, and we show up, and they're like, oh, it's just the two of you? And we're like, yeah. And they're like, all right. And then we play. We have backing tracks, but then I was talking to y'all earlier, the way we had, they're just the tracks that I recorded, and when we play live, the way I have it done, people are still like, I mean, where was your bass player at? I heard the bass, but I didn't see him. And I'm like,
hey, never knock it. There was one of the awesomest 2-person bands I've ever seen. I'm gonna give them a shout out. Is 68.
Oh yeah,
freaking awesome. No bass player, no nothing.
Yeah, Josh Scoggins. That dude, whatever he does, Norma Jean, The Chariot.
They blew my pants off, man. They were insane.
I'm so sad The Chariot broke up. But we get 68 now. I don't know if y'all know any of those bands.
I don't.
But
sounds like a lot of weird names.
Oh yeah.
But I'm in support.
I've seen The Chariot a few times.
I support those bands.
They were chaos live.
Yeah.
It was great.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah. I couldn't do Chaos live.
I'm
already worn out enough.
I'm stressed out right now because I just remembered one of the times I saw The Chariot. They're one of those bands like they played like chaotic metal, and like they would just like take their guitars and just throw them in the air. And I remember walking up to like a festival and like just seeing a guitar like 20 feet in the air. And then he like catches it, and I'm like, what is happening?
Man, I'm glad he caught that.
But yeah, so yeah, they were just chaotic. It was
nuts.
always a fun show though.
Oh, I bet.
You put me on a tangent, man. But yeah, 68, they're dope. But yeah, it's fun, like doing the 2-piece thing. And B-boys underestimate us, and then they're just like, y'all don't need anybody else. I'm like, your tone changed real quick.
Yeah. The laptop does a lot.
It does.
The laptop is great.
That's your third member.
It's actually become a part, like in our sets. I'm like, I'd like to introduce the most important part of this band, and he's usually running the tracks, so I'm like kind of pointing over at him, and then I'm like, my laptop, and everyone's like, and then I'm like, I mean, James is there too, but yeah,
just hang my head in shame. What's your favorite place to play? Of all the places you have played?
Right now, honestly, it is the Handlebar in Pensacola because, like, I knew of the Handlebar before it was what it is now.
Yeah.
And I heard that it was like this legendary place back in the day. And so as like a young kid, I remember pulling up to it and I'm like, this is the place. This is the place. And I wanted to play there just because of the status, but at the same time, I was like, I don't want to play here.
Yeah.
We never played there when it was the old way, but we've heard stories.
I mean, I've seen it, and I was like, oh man, this is a bit rough.
It was
it's
awesome
sad.
in its own way.
And then to see it like come back and then be this like, I don't know, it's just a place where so many musicians in Pensacola have been hungry for like a good venue. And it's nice to have that. And so I feel like right now that's my personal favorite place to play.
Heck yeah.
It's actually funny, at the last show we played there, we had a guy come up and talk to us, and he was talking about the old Handlebar, and he was just like the layer of dirt on the walls. Man, I miss it. It was so much better than what it is now. And
now it's all clean.
I was like, everything you're saying sounds terrible. I am afraid of that.
It was rough.
The dirty needles in the bathroom.
You would have loved it. Every single toilet was clogged.
Yeah, that's not far from the truth, dude. I was here when the Handlebar was the Handlebar, and every weekend cops and shooting, stabbing.
Oh, it was great.
It's funny because it doesn't seem that now.
But now it's totally safe now. Let me get that out there. It's
for sure.
It's totally safe and it's even family friendly. So
it's even family friendly. You're not wrong.
For the most part.
But it used to not be.
Yeah, I could see that.
I would say that's one of my favorite venues to play too.
Yeah. For sure, yeah.
I mean, Downtown Music Hall always have a special place because it's the first place we played. But
I hear
the stage is up, and it's like you feel disconnected from the crowd.
Yeah.
Like at this point, we're playing such small shows that.
Yeah,
like I want people like right there. I want that uncomfortability of like someone like a foot away from my face staring at me.
I know. I'm good back.
I'm like 1 gig away from just starting to play on some patios. You know what I mean? Like we can do it.
Let's just show up people's houses.
We've done it.
Patio tour 2024.
There you go. Hey, we'll open for you guys.
Okay. We'll open for y'all.
Oh shit! Yeah, I was gonna say. Pretty sure you have more fans.
Nah, dude.
Let's not.
Dude.
We'll just play at the same time.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
it'll be like the freaking warp.
Oh, dude, that would be actually
alternate
cool
stages.
if we could
you
do
play a song,
two
we play a song.
stages.
Yeah.
Are we planning something right now?
I don't
We might be.
Don't hate
Oh my
this.
gosh.
Maybe it might. I don't know. Who
I
knows?
don't hate this idea.
I don't
Now we
either.
just gotta find a venue with 2 stages.
2 patios.
We're just 2 patios.
Seville.
Okay,
We don't take up a lot of space.
We can call it 2 patios.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, all right.
Sounds
We might
edgy.
be able-
Yeah.
All right, we might be able to do something like that.
I'll look at our
Neighboring
calendar. We'll get back to you
Actually,
guys.
sounds pretty good.
Woodwork Festival.
I'll.
We can't call that because then a bunch of guys whittling are going to show up. Like, is this the right place? There's only
It's also
Hey,
way too close to Woodstock.
I tried getting prepared on the podcast, but all that showed up was just a bunch of woodworking.
Oh yeah.
If you type in Woodwork audio, it pops up with this.
I got that. I got it later.
We planted all those pictures of woodworking.
I got it. Yeah.
So that you'd be confused.
Yep, it worked.
Yeah. Nice.
He's like, "Are you sure this is a studio? I'm confused."
Should I bring my my knife from Scouts? What are we doing?
Might as well.
Going down a different road real quick. Have y'all ever heard of Dragon Con?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
I went to
Yes.
Dragon Con a couple years back, but at the time I was in Huntsville, Alabama, and I was working at a thrift store, and my boss at the time was like really into reptiles. He had like a fish tank. He loved fish and all that stuff. And I went up and I was like, "Hey, can I have this weekend off? I wanted to go to Dragon Con." And he was just like, "Oh yeah, absolutely," and started talking to me about like reptiles and lizards and stuff.
Oh,
And I was like, "Okay, cool." And like he approved it, let me go, and then I was just like, I don't think he knows where I'm going.
Not at all. Not
He
at
got
all.
real excited, and I was like, I don't want to like tell him that's not what this is.
Oh my gosh.
That's it.
But Woodwork Fest, that'd be funny. Well, where's the woodworking?
That
Why
would
are you
be-
playing music?
Why is that guy wearing overalls?
We'll save that. We'll save
The
that.
crowd's there for woodworking. The bands are like, I'm confused.
Yeah, right.
That's it. We'll have a guy on the stage
I was
performing
gonna say
woodworking.
we can just have a guy on the side, so
Oh,
that
yeah.
way the people that come expecting it, they're not disappointed.
Man,
Well,
y'all-
you know how like bands do? They'll have like someone painting on the side while they're
Exactly.
playing. We just have a guy doing woodworking.
Yeah, inspired by the
building
music.
something.
Dude, I can't tell you how disappointed I was when I went to Vans Warped and they weren't like warping any
Every van was in perfect condition. Yep, that's great. That was a good one. I'm gonna steal that joke.
It's
That was a great
terrible.
one.
Don't steal that.
Man,
So, being a band for 7 years, how have y'all like traveled out of the state to play yet?
Yes and no. Well, no, I guess that is just yes.
I was gonna say what?
I would say yes and no because it's like
yeah.
legal reasons we can't.
No, legally no.
most
but yes.
of the time we've stayed in Florida
For
because
tax purposes,
we
no.
go on the other side.
Yeah, usually like within an hour or two of
Yeah.
Pensacola is the furthest we've gone out.
I got you.
But
Besides when
yeah.
we've gone up and recorded and stuff, we'll go up all the way to Alabama.
like
Tennessee.
northern Alabama, not just like
Practically to Tennessee.
45 minutes Alabama.
Yeah, I was
Oh
gonna say.
yeah, in
Muscle
Tennessee
Shoals,
too.
right?
Yeah, Muscle Shoals,
Muscle
yeah.
Absolutely.
Shoals.
I don't know if anybody watches this podcast, but maybe somebody knows what that is. I know what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a famous
It's unreal.
area. Yeah.
It's a
It's
very special
unreal.
place.
Y'all recorded at Fame, right?
Yes,
Or
that's
we did
we
something
ended
in
up
the Nut House.
yeah 2 studios. We did Fame and the Nut House,
Okay.
and it was both experiences were amazing, and that's where we're going back soon. So
Fame. That's the real famous one, right?
yes,
That's
That
the,
is
like,
the
the
name.
one with like the
That is
history.
the one, Rick Hall.
Yeah.
yep, Aretha
knew one of those.
Franklin.
Unbelievable history there.
Like the Muscle Shoals documentary is
Yeah.
about Fame Studio.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have no idea what I'm talking about.
We-
This is like
Dude.
my nerd, like stuff I watch.
Check this out. We were up there and just tooling around. What was it? Which one?
That was at the Nut House.
At
We were
the
in
Nut
like
House.
the break room.
We're sitting there, and there are people coming in and out all the time, and we're sitting there, and God, Jimmy looks. He goes, I think it's what was it? Yeah. He said, I think that's Spooner back there, and I was like, Oldham, like the original guy. He's like, yeah. And I was like, oh. And he comes in and he was like, hey guys, and we're just like, we're eating lunch, and he comes in, he talks to us, he sits down, he listens to our stuff. It was unreal. This guy, I mean, he helped the Stones write some of their biggest hits.
Like he was very influential in like the
Unbelievable.
'60s and everything with
walks right
so
in.
many
That's
big
crazy.
records, and he just like walks in while we are taking a break, and then continues to sit in a little bit while we record. We messed up so bad. I was so
we could.
nervous.
I was like,
I was
please
like,
don't
oh.
watch, sir. Please don't watch.
Did y'all know who he was?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
because I watched the documentary before.
Okay.
I knew, and I love.
you know, it's that.
I love
that
Aretha
electric
Franklin
organ,
so
the way-
much. So like
Oh.
seeing her there and then being in her studio and then seeing Spooner come up, I'm like, ha,
That's next level.
yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
dude. And and then I mean, Marty and some other people that want to remain private. They've taken us into their homes in these freaking unbelievable home studios too,
Oh, yeah.
man. It's like
It's gorgeous up there.
I know why they don't have to go into Tennessee to record.
Yeah, they build the house around the studio.
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. It was so nice.
I mean, the accessibility of like good equipment nowadays is just so vast. It's so much easier to have like a really good studio.
It
nowadays.
is, dude. I mean, back in the day, I mean, you had a couple of clusters, and then that was it. But now, you know, technology and that has made it where everybody can do it,
I mean,
and
one of
I
the-
like it better now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
One of the YouTubers I watch a lot is a guy named Andrew Masters, and he does studio tours. It's kind of like one of his bigger things now, and he
far
just
out.
goes to like home studios. He also goes to like bigger ones like East West. He worked there for 5 years, I think. But he goes into some of these home studios, and it's just like absurd the type of like the setups they have, and like and it's just like, yeah, this is just in this dude's like room above his garage.
Yeah.
Like holy crap.
Yeah.
I mean, and
Yeah.
like that's just, I watch that stuff.
Yeah, it's
so much.
unreal.
I've unfortunately been suckered into watching those videos with him, and
Do you at least enjoy them or no?
I mean, I'm like, wow, that looks cool. I bet it sounds good.
He's like, wow,
Oh yeah.
he's
don't
like, wow,
know.
that looks cool. Oh, we've been watching this for 20 minutes. What?
Well, you know what?
I just
Usually,
press play on the laptop.
as with everything, you know, like if you're showing me, oh, I'm trying to buy a new house, this is what it looks like. I'm like, I would put the drums there. I'd put the drums there.
Yeah.
Ooh, there's a garage. I put the drums there. So yeah, I'm just watching those videos like the drums can fit right there.
There you go.
It's also funny, like when we track our albums, like he records drums, he does the piano for when we have pianos, and he does his vocal parts. And then I'm like, cool, like I'll work on the guitars and the bass. And I'm like, you want to hang out? And he's like, no, I'm gonna go. And then I'm like, oh,
I got
okay.
something to do.
There was one time we took a week off and we were recording together, and I was working on the guitar parts finally, and then like I come out and he's just like asleep on the couch, and I was like, cool, I'm just by myself.
I was here with you though. I was here.
were
with you.
His presence was here.
Thank you.
His
I
presence
was here
was
with you.
He was here
I could have
unconsciously.
gone home and went to sleep,
Right.
but I chose to sleep in your home. And that's the story I'm sticking with.
There you go.
But yeah, I mean, I can't imagine what it was like going in there and recording there, and I can't
Yeah.
imagine their mic locker is probably phenomenal.
It was ridiculous. Some of the stuff they were setting us up with, I was like, oh, okay, cool. Just trying to play it cool.
Right?
Yeah.
Not freak
try
out, 'cause,
not
I
to
mean,
just-
yeah,
when
to-
you go
You
in
would
a
have
place
loved
like that.
the wall of drums.
Oh, yeah?
The snare selection.
Good
Oh, yeah.
night,
Yeah.
Great.
man.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He got excited when I bought a drum set, and it was the same configuration as his.
Yeah.
And then I had a snare with it, and he's like, I have 2 different snares I can try. Then I bought a third one, and he's like, oh, I got 3 snares to play with.
That's what drummers love.
And then he always
Yeah.
picks one, and then he sticks with that the whole time. And I'm
There
like,
you go.
did you want to try a different one for this
No,
song? He's like, no,
no.
this is working.
Nah, man, that's
Yeah, I'm still like, I just subtly trash talk that one right there. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, you don't want that. I'll take it off your hands, dude. Give it over here.
20 bucks.
He's trash talked it while picking it up for a gig.
True.
His drums were somewhere else, and he was like, hey man, can I borrow your kit? And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. He shows up and he's like, you know, like, I just wish I had mine. You know, mine's, you know, so much better. And like this one, it's just, you know, like, thanks for letting me borrow it though. And I'm like,
I guess it'll do. I don't mean to be that way, but
it's the same configuration.
yeah, it is. It's pretty much the same thing.
Usually we don't get this nerdy because nobody cares about this stuff like I do.
Yeah, they
Or,
check
like,
out very quickly.
Yeah.
So we usually don't end up
Man.
into this. So this is exciting for me.
Compressors and
James is the one with
EQs.
eyes glistening over right now.
Yeah, as always.
I just like the fact that he's like so dedicated to like figuring out where he wants the drums in a house.
Oh yeah.
Like I feel like I should give you like 8 different house plans. Be like, where you gonna put it? Where you gonna put it?
Important part of buying
I just feel like
But
every
also-
time, you know, where can I put the drums?
Also, when it comes to that, like you got to figure out where the drums are going to sound good in that room.
Thank you.
100%.
Yeah,
For sure.
You always
sure.
start with the kick. You just set the kick down. You hit on the kick, right? All right. You move to a different spot. You're like, all right, all right.
So what happens when like the kick sounds good in one room and the snare sounds good in the other?
Haven't figured that out yet.
Yeah.
That's when you get
That's
a lot of
where-
foam.
You
and start dampening
track them
walls.
both and then take the mixes that you want and
Just do
bust 'em
kick on.
Yeah.
Then you move into the other room, do snare there.
3 minutes of just me like,
I love it.
yeah.
I've done it before. like I had a guy, he wanted to track that way, and I was like, okay. He's like, I really want the kick isolated from everything else, and I was like, okay, if that's what you want to do. And then I played the track, and then he just.
Oh wow. Oh goodness.
I was like, if that works
I mean, did
for
it
you, buddy.
sound good though? Like, was it on time?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all that
I mean,
matters.
but I also
His-
wasn't mixing that track. I was just engineering for him on that. He was the one mixing it. So like, when he listened to it and was like, yeah, that's everything sounds good. I'm like, okay.
Okay.
I'm not the one editing
Yeah.
this.
That's right, yeah.
People record guitars like that too sometimes.
Oh, I've heard of some producers that are like, play just the parts
You're
on the
playing a
low
power
E
chord.
string
Oh, cool. Just
Yeah.
play this string
Yeah.
for this track, and then we'll overdub it
with the second one,
Yeah.
and then you do the third string,
Layer it.
and doing like
That would
those
make me
multiple
sick.
things. Oh my
Oh.
gosh!
Yeah.
Every time I hear it, I'm like, I want to try it because I want to know.
I just want
Right.
to see. I just
They're
want to.
really
but I
different.
don't know if I have the patience to
Oh,
do
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
12 tracks later.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, seriously.
we have on our new album that's about to come out. We have a choir in one of it, which is just
Oh,
When?
that's awesome.
When is it coming out?
I don't know yet.
Nice. Put the pressure on him.
I need to know now.
For your podcasters, they're coming up with a new album.
I'm
Coming
not sure.
soon. TM. It's trademarked.
TM this year.
Yes, this year for sure, and the next couple months for sure.
Sweet.
Fuck yeah.
Far out, man.
We have a choir in one of it, which is just me and my wife.
That's awesome.
60 tracks.
yeah.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
like
I know where
doing.
you're going with this.
Where am I going with it? That was it. That was the end.
Is that it?
He's like, nope, we're not going there. No.
I thought you were going to talk about how I was like, oh, that's sick. That's 60 tracks. Wow. So do you want to like add my voice?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
I showed him. He came over and I was like, check this out. And he's like, cool. Do you want to
You wanna
add
add
some with
mine?
mine? And I'm like, this is already 60 tracks.
I'm like,
And he's like, so?
But it could be 64.
But it could be more.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was.
I lost that fight, by the way. That was.
No, I started showing him. I'm like, all right. I mean, cool. If that's what you want to do, this is what you're going to have to sing. He's like, oh, yeah. I didn't think I'd get this far.
Yeah. You did a good
We
job.
did retrack a whole song on drums like a year after recording it because he was like, I actually play this song differently now. Can we redo it?
Yeah.
Like after I've sent him like final mixes and he's like, can we redo those drums? I'm like, I guess.
Sure.
I don't want to focus on us the whole time, but I,
I
will
know,
say the funny thing about I also got new cymbals after we recorded the drum tracks.
Oh, yeah,
And he's like, let's redo the entire
that.
album.
Yeah,
Yep.
and he, no, and I'm like,
Yup.
I was being serious. We should redo it, but
Yeah.
And then when he hit me up and was like, can we redo the drums on that track? And I said, fine. He was like, what? Oh, okay.
Wasn't expecting it.
But did y'all start off recording yourselves?
Oh yes,
Or-
yeah. I think like this past album that we did, the past EP, was the first one we actually did in like a professional studio setting. Otherwise, it's just been like basically we record the audio in our garage, and then send it off to be like mixed, mastered, and we work in person with that engineer. But it's like it's not the same.
Oh, yeah.
It's a whole new world actually being in a studio with people that are cutting like platinum albums and getting
yeah.
Grammys and stuff. It's like, oh, the pressure's on. You have to. I mean, studio time is studio time, so you have
Absolutely.
to move quickly and be
100%.
Yeah.
efficient. But it's also it can be grueling as well because you're
yeah.
trying to get the best sound. So you're doing take after take after take, and sometimes your body's just like, nope, not today. You're like,
Yeah.
you don't have an option.
Yep.
So
Laying flat on the floor playing your instrument.
yeah.
yeah, drummers don't get that.
No, you really don't.
You do if the kick and the snare are in different rooms.
I mean, true. Yeah.
I've actually on our first album, I put him in this booth. with his kick snare because we were experimenting with sound.
Okay.
We were like,
I appreciate you coming to my defense. Thank you.
I was like, hey, would you want to try this? And he was like, yeah. And just started like, the door couldn't even shut. The kick had to be like halfway out, like kind of propped out. But like, he was in there like in the corner, like, yeah, I'm good.
Was it worth it?
No, not really. It didn't really do much, but
you
now we
found out.
know.
Yeah, you found out.
There you go.
You know,
We tried something and it still sounded fine. It just didn't give the effect
it
we were
wasn't
looking
what
for.
you were
So I was
looking
like,
for. Yeah.
but you know, whatever, we did it. It was fun.
That's the way she goes. How many albums do you guys have out? Like EPs included?
So we have 3 EPs and 1 full-length album.
Oh, dope. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So we've been.
You just released your album not long ago, right?
Yes, so
That's
we
right.
did our most recent EP. It was like a waterfall release. So we released 1 song from January through May, and that was the 5 songs. And so it just kind of ended up as an EP in the end because we wanted it to be like a collection. I don't like separating things much.
Yeah.
Yeah, having that out, I think we started that in January, and then it was kind of cool because we were able to allow every song to breathe a little bit and like set with the audience and the crowd and get their response and release the video and get their response from that. And so it was a unique process that we hadn't done before because in the past it was like, here's all the songs at once.
All of it at once. Usually,
So it was unique to see that and to see how people responded, for sure.
How did they respond?
Very well. Like, it was interesting. I didn't expect a lot of I don't know what I was expecting. I don't think I had anything in mind. But people were not expecting the high energy of some songs, the seriousness of others. A lot of people had reached out to me directly and been like, hey, that song means like a lot to me. I'm like, ha! Cool, that's what it's about. So
Yeah.
that hit home with me on that last EP
Somebody
that
else
we
gets
did.
it.
Yeah, that's always dope. Yeah.
Yeah.
For that just reminds me, there was a song that he was writing, and he just like sent a verse, and I immediately knew who he was talking about, and I wrote a whole verse in response, and then I like
Oh, no, that's
copy and paste.
awesome.
I took it out, and I was like, wait, what are you talking about? Who are you talking about? And he was like, this is what I'm talking. Okay, here you go, and I like sent it over to him. He's
Awesome.
like,
It was
hell yeah.
so quick.
That's the only time.
Like, I sent off like the idea, and then he was just like, it was like instantly like, who's this about? And I was like, oh, it's about this. And he was like, dope. And he sent me something back, and I was like, okay,
Yeah.
Sure.
cool.
Dude, that's nice when it happens like
Oh
that.
yeah, it was really cool.
One and only.
When you
Because I
get on
think
that
even
roll,
with that one, I was like, I've got the verse and the chorus. I don't have a second verse yet. And he was like, boom, and I'm like, okay, there's the second verse
there you go.
Hell yeah. Do you have a favorite song right now?
of theirs or
Of
in
yours?
general.
Yeah, of yours. Do you have a favorite AC/DC song of yours?
Don't ask Tyler that.
Oh shit!
Did you see how fast that microphone went to
I could hear the wind.
Which album should I start with?
Oh man, I'm not even that deep in it. The one that goes bounce, down, yeah, that one.
That one was recorded in.
Yeah, off of that album in particular.
He's really going there. Yeah,
That one's a good one. Came out in '81.
yeah.
That one's a pretty good. But if you
have
want
no
of our
idea.
songs, my favorite, I can speak on this pretty easily because before I was in the band, I'm a fan of the band.
Oh
So-
hell yeah, that's exciting.
For me, I still really, really like "Bite My Tongue." Just the energy in that song
Yeah.
is so awesome. And the other one hasn't been released yet, so
Yeah, it's in the works. It's so hard for me to pick a favorite song because it's like when you're writing all of them. Like, I mean, all of them are relevant to you in certain ways. So it's like
course.
all of your children. You can't pick a favorite child. That's not right.
But if someone's like, hey, show me your band, what's the song you're going to pull up and
There
show?
you go.
Honestly, I probably would pick "Bite My Tongue" right now because it's the most high energy and it's the most like eye-grabbing music video. So if I'm trying to get you locked in, that's what I'm gonna shoot for.
Yeah.
So
Hell yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, I keep wanting to show people the new album, and I'm like, damn it. I don't know.
it's hard. Like
Yeah.
when you're so excited about what's
Yeah.
coming next, and you have to like just keep it in.
Yeah. Sometimes I have to remind myself that the first album was good. You know, I can still share it.
Yes.
I don't have to just be
It's
like,
still yours,
don't listen.
yeah.
It'll come out eventually.
I realized I had to fact check myself. It was 1980, not 81.
Wow, what a fake. Oh,
Poser, dude.
And
Yeah, but can you
But-
fact check yourself?
speaking of, You said before you were in the band, you were a fan of the band. Are you still a fan of the band?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Good
I thought there
answer.
was gonna be
Good
drama there.
answer. Good answer.
I probably wouldn't
Keep
be
his
here
job.
if I. Yeah.
Now, what about y'all? What's y'all's favorite song of y'all's?
For me,
Presently.
I think my favorite song is actually the last one we played tonight was "Welcome Home." That one is pretty old, but I feel like
Yeah.
it was one of the first songs that we all like really like felt what we were doing had a purpose together. Like for me,
Yeah, yelled out. So good.
so that's my current favorite song. It's probably always will be.
I got you.
Yeah.
I
What
like
about
the
you,
vibe
Howard?
of that
Yeah,
song.
I'm
It's got a
pretty
good
much in the
energy.
same boat. Either that or it's one that y'all haven't heard yet. So
Yeah.
The ones that
You don't know?
are-
I've heard some stuff.
I don't know if we ever
What
will.
have you heard?
I've heard
I
things.
know, like,
you gotta have some
the
secret
beat, like,
mics somewhere then.
the body of it has been written in that, and she's just
He must have
She
heard
hasn't,
it while we were rehearsing.
We have a
because he
mic
was-
in your
he was- he
rehearsal
was-
space.
He had his kick over here, and he had his snare all the way over there.
Good one. Good one. Good callback. That was a good one.
It all comes together.
Have y'all seen the video of it's the cowboy drummer, and it was if a band had a snare drummer, like
Oh,
just like a
yeah.
separate
I
snare
haven't
drummer.
seen this.
So good.
And it just has like a clip of him like playing like the rest of the kit, and then it just has like another guy that's just like
I love it.
That's great.
That is great.
I'll insert that clip here. I hope he doesn't sue us. Would he sue us for that?
I don't know.
We'll find out. We
someone
don't
has
have
to
lawyers
wa-
yet, so
someone has to watch the podcast.
we need a
to
reason
know
to get. I was just thinking we need a reason to get a lawyer. So give us.
Are we
Anyway.
trying to cause controversy now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
uh-oh.
Any pass is good pass.
But speaking, you're saying that was the first song that you really felt like y'all were kind of coming together. What has y'all's writing process been like? Are you like writing the songs, bringing it, or y'all write together? I'm sure it's transformed over years.
Well, actually, that's the
actually
weird
stayed
thing.
exactly
it's
the same.
Exact
It's
same.
exactly
for like
the
7
same.
years.
I don't do anything with the words.
Yeah.
Just play the drums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I mean, it usually goes like I'll do most of the writing myself. Like I just kind of sit there, and usually what comes first for me is like the music. I got to sit there and find something, and then I find the melody, and then it's like lyrics start coming. And so it can be a process of like I just save an idea and come back to it. And I've had a song that's been like 5 years in the making. I've also had one that was done in like 2 minutes.
Oh yeah, those are always
So
great.
it's like it's different every time for me, but when it comes to the band, once I have that lyric sheet figured out and then like the general idea of what I want it to sound like, I just start playing it with them, and I'm like, jump in when you're ready.
Yeah.
And then so they jump in and they start to find their own groove, and it becomes like this big song of us coming together. And that's what I love about it, is it's so natural to us. It's not like,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
like this. Well, screw you. Like it's not like this like big tension thing. It's very collaborative, and we're all on the same page about it pretty much the whole time.
Even when we do, like, when we introduce some new songs, like, we've changed, like, the complete swing of some songs.
Yeah.
To where, like, you weren't even, like, picturing it that way, but, like, once we all
Yeah.
got in the same room together and
Yeah.
played it.
Those are really cool moments. Yeah. Hell
And
yeah.
it hits that certain way, and you're just like, that's it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I will say, like, for moving forward, our songwriting has changed just slightly, because now that Tyler's in the band, we've kind of been collaborating on some things together in the writing process. Basically, like, he'll come to me with like a riff or something, and I'm like, that's what he literally did. He came to me with a riff, and I was like, here's a whole song around it. Love
Nice.
it.
Yeah.
And so we're being more collaborative in the actual writing process now, instead of just me bringing it to the rest of the band and it becoming a full-on song.
That
you,
seems to be the common thing. Like the guitar players write together, and
Yeah.
then the rhythm guys come
Yeah.
in later on in the
Yeah.
process.
Yeah, yeah. Do you ever deal with like the disappointment of when you can't finish a song when you think you should be able to finish it?
Yeah.
Hollywood.
Because like there's so many times where I'm like, why can I not just? I
Yes.
feel like it's here in front of me, but I can't just put it together.
Yes.
And then I just get
that's-
frustrated and
Oh yeah, and that's one of those moments where you have to like just tell yourself to like move on, and like usually it'll come back to you later, and like you're like, ha, found it.
Yeah.
But I mean, you just I find for me, the more you try to beat yourself into making a song work, the worse it gets. The more defeated you get, the more you hate the song before it's even become a song.
good point.
So
Good point.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
we had one song on our first album that was not a long song, and it, just had like a verse. It wasn't like even a chorus because we only sing it I only sing it once, but it's just like a verse, chorus, verse out. And he kept trying to get me. He's like, "We got to make the song longer. We got to add to it." And I was like, "I got nothing else to say."
I just like that last part so much. I just wanted to do it again.
He just had fun playing it. I was like, "But there's no more to this song. It's over. This is it."
I had to just accept that after a while. I was like, "You can't force it."
And then I think he even tried to add to it. And you're like, "It just sounds wrong." I'm like, "Yeah, because there's nothing else. That song is done."
I said I'm done.
That's when you start singing that part inside the song. It's over.
Yeah,
it's over.
There's nothing more to this song.
Yeah, sometimes, I'm sure you've come to that. You're like, I want this to be longer, but or have you had that situation before?
I would say in my younger writing, it was like, ugh, these songs are 5-6 minutes long. This is lengthy. But I guess as I've grown a little bit more in my writing, I've learned that there are some songs that are meant to be short and some that are meant to be long. Whatever the song calls for is what it gets.
Absolutely.
Do not compromise on that.
We have a 40-second song.
We do.
Blink has a lot of 40-second songs.
It's very much a Blink song.
That was the inspiration.
It's it's very much in that vein.
Yeah.
100%. We should just do 20 of those and we got an album. Right?
There you go.
We talked about doing that.
Yeah.
About just writing a bunch of short songs and then doing that.
New idea. An hour-long EP, and we call it the short EP, and it's just full of 10-second songs.
It'd be great.
Which that'll be December of this year.
Nice. Coming soon, TM.
They're working on stuff right now, and they'll have stuff ready in December.
We'll circle back to what we were talking about earlier. Something that we always do in all our podcasts is we ask the bands to tell us something that they hate.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be super serious. It can be something super serious. We've had some really profound answers. Usually we don't. I will start because I actually have something this week. I hate potholes. But specifically, I hate potholes at night when it's raining and because usually with I was driving through Shalimar yesterday, and usually there's a part where there's a bunch of potholes and I can swerve around them. But when it's raining, everything's just full, everything looks wet, and I'm like, I don't remember all the
Yeah.
I was just like, I have something for tomorrow.
Oh, boy. I ran over a pothole actually around the corner. I used to live just around the corner from him, and
Blew your tire.
This pothole wasn't even there 2 days ago.
Serious?
Blew
Yeah.
my tire.
Oh, no.
I did all this extra stuff, and then come to find out it just separated from the rim. I'm like, all right, I've got all this extra money. How much is it going to cost? And he's like, actually, your tire's fine. You just tear it back up.
It's $20.
I sat out there for 25 minutes, stressed and everything.
Yeah.
What were we talking about earlier when I said I know what I hate? Because I don't know anymore what I hate.
No.
I've lost what I hate.
Oh, no.
And watching this back, I'm going to be like, you idiot.
I don't think you actually said it. I think
didn't.
you just
he
said,
What
I
was he
think I
talking
know what I
about?
hate.
What was he talking about?
I don't remember. He just said, I know
a long
something.
time
Was it just him?
We'll have to watch back on the podcast.
It's me.
I know what I hate.
Well, hey, I'll continue on that vein.
All
I'll tell you
right.
what I hate is rain when you're out in it. I can watch rain.
Wow.
I can be
What
inside.
is wrong with you? Rain is amazing.
I can be inside and watch the rain and be totally fine, and it's got a vibe to it. But when you're out in the rain, especially with long hair, dude, it's no bueno.
Glasses too. It depends on the situation.
It always
of, when you're
goes
in it.
right in between.
Oh, it's just like the
Always.
glasses are wet, and then you're just
Always.
I'm just screwed the rest of the day.
Yep.
Because I'm not gonna be able to dry it. It's gonna smear everything.
Yep. If you're out and you were planning for rain and it just starts downpouring, it's ridiculous.
I don't know. If I'm going home and it's raining, I don't really care. I'm like, whatever, I'll walk. But
Dude,
if I have other
that's
places
when
to
the
go,
pothole
I'm
hits.
it's fair.
The potholes want that.
I know. Potholes.
It's a big pothole coming down on us, man.
It's amazing.
Is it?
It's great. I love it.
The giant
It's amazing.
pothole conspiracy. The government's putting them there, man. Anyways,
It's funny because you said the most profound thing on our last show, and then that's happening now.
did I? What did I say?
We played at the Handlebar for the Campfire Fund, which is a fund that helps men mental health, raises funds, helps men get treatment and all that
Okay,
stuff.
yeah.
And we have a couple of songs about depression. And before we went into some of those, I was just like, hey, these are, you know, I'm up here to entertain. I usually try not to do this, but like, you know, if you're out there and you feel alone, I've been there too. These songs written about dark times, and I was just kind of rambling like I am now. And I was like, you know, if you need help, talk to somebody. And like, I was still rambling, and then he's just like, come talk to us and we can be lost together. And I was like, how? What?
The more you know.
That's all it took.
I was
That's all it took.
Yeah.
I guess I'm done talking. And then
That was my polite way of telling him to shut up.
But I was like, what? Okay, just play the song. Play the song.
Nice.
I'm not talking anymore.
I love it. Wow.
And then now the potholes are falling from the sky.
The potholes are falling from the sky. Yeah, dude.
New song name?
Yeah.
No, I feel like it's a movie. It's a movie. It's coming. Yeah, it'll be
That's
something.
like the reverse of Chicken Little.
The sky has fallen.
The ground is falling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Potholes are
Yeah.
getting closer.
Yes. Yeah.
What do you hate, Brian? The brawny guy?
Oh God.
Paul Bunyan? Do you hate that guy? I'm just.
I wonder why you said that.
Just fucking with you.
I'm curious.
No reason.
I don't know. I feel like everything I hate
Kinda look
is
like him.
petty to begin with.
Absolutely, we love that.
You're a very
yeah,
petty
That's
person.
my favorite.
Take
You're in
that.
good company.
I'm actually so petty on this one. I do a yearly Facebook post about it.
You know what they say?
Do you really?
Petty loves company.
I do. It's when, you know, especially in Florida, we get a lot of storms and traffic lights go out and they either blink yellow or they
yeah.
blink red.
Right.
Oh, I
okay.
know
You don't
say.
stop at the blinking yellow.
Right.
You just proceed with
That's
caution.
the caution. It's the
Everyone stops. So I literally will take a screenshot of like the law of where it says it in the code book, and I'll paste that to Facebook and do a yearly post. So just to TS it, you know, like,
Can-
hey everyone,
Yeah.
don't be stupid.
Going off of that vein, can we talk about roundabouts?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, today I had that.
Oh, I hate roundabouts.
You hate 'em?
Nobody,
Really?
nobody knows how to deal with
No,
them.
yeah.
No one
like-
around here knows
Oh, yeah.
because they're new around. Like
I
we
know.
just got our first roundabouts in Pensacola. Like
Within the past
Less
like
than a
year
year
or two.
ago.
Yeah.
so, like
It's yield. It's not
Yeah.
a stop. Just go. Like it's a zipper.
Yeah.
Fill in.
Arizona, figure it out.
Arizona, figure it
you
out.
can see where you're trying to go to the beach. Just get around. Yep. Don't stop. Why are
Yeah.
you stopping and you're in the roundabout?
Yeah, no,
Keep
yeah.
going.
Or today it happened to me. They all three directions stopped.
Oh my
they're like, no,
gosh.
go ahead. Someone's got their blinker on. I'm like, don't.
And they're like way on the other side. They're like, you got it.
Yeah.
But then also the blinker in the roundabout. Like,
Yeah.
where are you turning? That's the only way to get out, buddy. I don't know which one you're going for.
Throw it in reverse.
That's amazing.
oh my gosh,
Oh gosh.
that's another one. Blinkers. No one uses them.
Or if they do, it's just like, all right, your blinker's been on. You've passed 8
Yeah.
turns.
Or it'll
Are
be
you
the
turning?
opposite, and they'll turn it on while they're turning. Like
Or even worse,
It's a little
it's
late.
the wrong blinker.
that too.
You turned on your left and you're going to the right.
I think I'll dedicate it. I know we've been talking about driving things. It was kind of unoriginal, but I think what I hate this week is if you are getting in a turn lane and you slow down before you get in that turn lane.
Oh my god.
Just
Don't
drive
even.
into head-on traffic. Just keep going
Don't
directly
even.
into. What are you doing? But I've seen somebody like slow almost
Come
all
to
the
a
way down,
complete
and then they're
stop
like,
in the
"Oh,
lane.
get in the
And
turn
then
lane."
go to the lane.
Yeah, it's like, what do you do?
Like yeah.
I got stuck behind a truck doing that today. Like there was nobody in the turn lane.
Yep.
He turned his blinker on. I'm like, cool, get in the lane. Get in the lane. Get in the lane. Get
Yeah.
in the lane.
yeah.
Because like I'm catching up to him. Like you're at a stop. You
Yeah.
should be in the lane by now.
yeah, I hate to see
It
it.
triggered me.
Sure hate to see it, and that's what I was hoping for. I wanted to trigger you.
It worked.
What about you, Hannah? What do you hate?
She hates Burger King.
We're not getting on
As you
that.
should. As you should.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Somebody's on my
I
side.
can't believe there's a world where people choose that over poverty or hunger. I don't know. Starving to death. I don't know.
What is
I thought you were gonna say
wrong with you
potholes for a
people? Gosh.
I work next to a Burger King, and I'm just like, look at you guys.
I don't know.
You guys suck.
But like in the terms of McDonald's and Burger King, where do you stand?
Well, here's the thing. Like, it's not even a thing. I just have never had Burger King, like, in my life. And I
So
told.
how do you hate it?
Here's the thing. Wait. I just told him that, and then he got all bent. Like, well, why? Why haven't you had? I was like, I just haven't. And he's like, well, you need to go. I'm like, no, I'm
There's
not.
got to be a good reason.
And he's like, well, why won't you go? I said, because I've made it this far.
All right, that's fair.
Why would
Yeah.
I go now?
That's fair.
And
a good
that's
point.
my argument. And it's been an ongoing
If it's
battle.
your favorite though, and you just don't even know it.
missing
That's
out.
fine.
Like
I
Squidward
am
with the Krabby
sticking.
Patties.
Yeah.
I'm sticking to it. It's got to be till death. Till death
You gotta get her.
I go.
You gotta get a Burger King burger and like hide it in something else. Be like, hey, look, I made this burger.
You
We've
can't
been
give
plotting
ideas.
that.
You were saying outside.
They've literally
know.
been plotting against me. I'm never
I
gonna
mean,
be
Gonna
able to.
kill y'all.
You should
if y'all
never
do
do
that to
anything
her.
without
She will.
consent.
I was gonna say we're gonna cease and desist for that one.
Unless it's forcing
Get a
Burger
hatchet
King
on
to
you.
kill somebody.
This
You
is
should
how
always
I,
have consent to do anything to anybody.
Yes.
Always.
This is how I turn into a vegetarian.
That makes sense.
Yeah, right. Seriously.
I do not hate Burger King, but it's a whole thing. What I don't understand is like, why do cockroaches exist?
Oh, my wife would
Talking
agree
about
with you on
the
that
cars?
one.
Yeah.
Like, I was okay with them. Like, they're just an insect. They're just doing their thing. Until the one day I went after one and I realized it could fly.
Oh yeah.
flew at her.
And it came at me,
I have
and I
new fear
lost
unlocked.
it.
I have the awesomest story for that. So
I have a good story,
I
too.
didn't know that they could fly until I was in my room and all the lights were off
Oh,
and something hit me in the face. And I was like, "Is there a moth in here?" And I
And
turn
it
on the
drills
light
you?
and I look in my bed and there is a roach on me.
Oh gosh.
Oh bless you.
and you can see his eyes.
He's
They're
just there
that
for the
big.
Burger King. He's just there for the Burger
I blacked
King.
out. I don't remember what happened after that.
Oh god.
Golly. Dude.
I also have a story. My wife is like deathly terrified of them. She hears us right now. She's probably in there freaking out
Yeah.
about us talking
It's
about
a
this.
real thing. Like,
But
Oh yeah.
They make her very uncomfortable.
before we moved here, like she has like if she sees one and I don't get it, she's like, I'm going to my mother's.
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's
I came
It's a
over
whole
one time
thing.
and there was like
Like,
some stuff
everything is,
missing
like,
and he was like,
displaced.
yeah. He was like, she's staying at her mom's. I was like, oh my god, is everything okay? Dude?
Yeah.
Like, do you want to talk? He was like, she saw a bug. I
Yeah.
was
No,
like,
she saw a roach.
Okay.
But there was one time we were staying before we moved in here. We were in between places. We were staying at my parents' house, and we're all sitting on the couch watching TV one night, and just like one flies out of the kitchen, and like it's where she's in the middle, like where you are, and it
Yeah.
just like flies through the living room, and then just straight at her, and she was like. And then she's just like outside looking through my parents' window, like wrapped in a blanket, just staring at us as we're like looking for it. And she's just out there, and I'm like, we gotta find
Shaking.
it, or she's not coming back in.
But
My
see,
dad's
that's
like,
the thing is they know that like the people that hate them and they
yeah,
target
they like
them.
zoom. They
Oh, yeah,
they
it just-
know.
They know. They know.
They can sense the fear.
They do, and they come at you
They
with
feel
a
it.
vengeance.
Yeah.
They don't stop. They just don't.
yeah.
Gotta love them for not giving up. I mean,
No, I can't even
Give 'em
salute
that.
that, dude.
They-
No.
they-
But like, what purpose do they serve in the
Tenacious.
ecosystem?
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
Why do
that's
they
also
exist?
like, you know,
They're
like
just
I don't like
nasty.
spiders, but they have a purpose in the ecosystem.
I mean,
what the hell
you know,
does a roach do?
You've got like an anteater. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Things are adding up here.
I know,
but
right? We have ants that eat all the dead stuff. What? We don't
Yeah.
need roaches.
Yeah.
What,
does it do?
We have ants.
when have you
and
ever
other-
seen this animal survives only on roaches? Never. Like,
Right?
They're just here for
And like,
themselves.
how
It's
can
well
you?
known that they crave human flesh.
And also, how can you survive a nuclear blast but not the bottom of my shoe?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Get
right.
it together.
Oh wow. That's
Yeah.
the hot take of
Yeah,
the week.
gamma
right there.
radiation, but
Can't survive a shoe. All right.
yeah.
What about you, Howard? What do you hate?
Man,
You've had so much time to prepare.
I'm so afraid for this
I was
answer.
just having fun listening to y'all. Jeez,
Fun fact: did you know there's people that believe nukes are fake?
Really?
that
there's-
nuclear arms are fake.
Yeah. Yeah. Nuclear weapons, missiles, and stuff are fake.
Okay, well,
Oh well, that solved it. World peace. There you go.
World peace. Yeah.
There's also people that think the Holocaust didn't happen.
Oh, well,
That's tragic.
yeah,
That's true.
yeah, it's messed up.
That's easy to ignore. Those people that think that. I shouldn't worry that. Those
You're
people
looking
are
for
easy to
controversy.
ignore.
There you go, right?
Damn it!
The view click or counter orders.
I'm trying to get on that Cat Williams wave. Like
There you go. Yeah.
Ludacris can't rap. Fuck you, Ludacris. I'm sorry. I'll cut that out.
Do y'all know the podcast or the what he's talking about?
Yeah.
I think I know what you hate if you don't have.
Oh, go
If
for
you don't
it.
know what, I'll tell you
Go
what you hate.
for it.
Okay, so this is like dipping into like our family and stuff, but he hates surprises with food. There have been a few times where like me and my sister have like gone up to him and been like, "Dad, try this yellow bubble gum," and it's like a lemon head, and he's just like, like freaks out. We were in Japan one time, and they had like these little, I don't even know what they're called. They're like little bean paste muffins, but they're disgusting. It's like super condensed, and it was just like everything else in Japan was great, but that was horrible.
Yeah.
And it was so thick, and it was bitter, gross. And they eat them all the time, and so we got them and we tried them, and we're like, okay, this is god awful. And at the time, my dad was out on the balcony, just like chilling, enjoying Tokyo, and we're like, hey, let's give this to him. So we're like, we open the door real quick, and we're like, Dad, try this, and shut the door. And like, we just wait for the response, and then we hear him like choking off the balcony. We're like, let me out.
And then they lock the door on me, so I can't come in and get water. We're up like on the 7th floor. I'm like, y'all gonna sleep? Y'all gotta sleep.
Yeah. So I just think he hates surprises with like food. If you tell him he's going to be eating one thing and then it's another, don't do that. He cannot stand it.
I'm with you on that. I'm not a huge fan of that either. I hate when you go to a restaurant and you're like, can I get a sweet tea? And they bring it back and you're like, cool, that's unsweet.
Dude, no.
That'll ruin your day.
Dude, you'd hate it up north.
Fungus in it because they don't clean the bins.
What's sweet tea?
I was in Nashville and I was like, can I get a sweet tea? They're like, we don't have that. I'm like, we're in the South.
Surprise.
This is still the South.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Dang.
Oh man, I grew up
Nashville?
in Nebraska, so we always had the my condolences.
Sorry for your loss.
We always had the Arizona sweet tea from Walmart, but then when you go out to eat anywhere, it's like, you guys got sweet tea? It's like,
I have sugar.
Yeah.
There's
sugar. There you go.
I like how they give you sugar, like that's gonna help.
I just love the look that they give you. They're like,
is it just me or does that sugar never dissolve?
That's what I'm saying.
No, it doesn't.
Like, if it's
It's
not
gotta be hot
hot tea,
water.
it's not going to dissolve. So you're literally just putting like.
I'm just gonna have grainy water now.
Yeah. It's disgusting.
It's the worst when you're like drinking it and the straws at the bottom and you just like suck up all the sugar and you're like,
Oh yeah.
and you're just like, oh,
I'm looking at you, Whataburger.
just
There's more
sandblast
than
in the back of
once.
my throat with this.
You are spot on with that. That last hit is always that'll curl you.
Amazing.
It's just if you don't know, like I went to my mom's house once and she had her sweet tea pitcher in there, but she made peach tea.
Yeah.
I don't
that's
live there
different.
anymore, and I was just like, oh, sweet. That's the pitcher she always used when she made sweet tea, and I pour a glass, and I'm,
Yeah.
what was that? I think your sweet tea went bad. She's like, it's peach tea, and I'm like, why?
Why would you do this to me?
She's like, it's not for you. You don't live here. Get out of my house.
Yep.
All right.
Beautiful. Good talk.
I guess we'll wrap this up here. We're gonna go into another song now.
Okay.
Welcome Home.
Yep.
Do you want to tell us about that a little bit before we get into it?
Yeah, so Brian was talking about it earlier, but the song Welcome Home, it was on our first EP that we did, and it was actually, man, I think I wrote that song literally on Christmas Day or something like eons ago. And I remember showing it to the band, and we started playing it, and then it was like anytime we played live, we were a growing band at the time, so we were trying to learn each other and playing music together.
So funny.
But for some reason, that was the one song that we were like always solid on.
Yeah.
And it just clicked. And so it's a very important song to us because I think even though we might each have our individual favorites, and of course we love our new material, that's the one that is like, it's like the OG. It's
Gonna
like
stay on the set list.
Yeah.
It's gonna,
For a
because
long
just
time.
even if like nobody else cares
Probably
about the
forever.
song,
Yeah.
we like
do.
playing it, and
Absolutely.
it's another energy. So we just feel completely in sync when we play that.
Yeah.
So that's why this song
That's
is
the
so
gold standard for us.
special to us.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Well,
Before we do go on, let's talk
we
about
always
where to find y'all.
skip that part.
I know, we always forget.
Always
We're bad
forget.
at this.
Sorry.
We're really bad at this part. Where can we find y'all? Like, where y'all? Instagram, Facebook, YouTube.
Pretty much all of it, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't give like my house address.
Yeah, I thought that's what we were.
Yeah, no, we're not.
No, we
don't
meant
do
like
that.
tomorrow. Where can we find you guys tomorrow? You guys gonna
I might
busy?
be at the mall, but don't come find me. I don't want to hang.
You'll be the only person at the mall.
No. Of course, you can find us on like all the usual social platforms. Like we have chronically too many platforms. It's bad. But
yeah,
like,
it's ridiculous.
It's a good thing because like you're a growing
good
band,
and bad thing,
but it's like when you're trying to manage all of that, it's like God.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can literally find us Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, pretty much YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube,
That's
SoundCloud,
Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple
iTunes,
Music.
yeah.
Yep.
Just at Jumping the Gun.
Yeah, Jumping the Gun official is what we usually go by because unfortunately,
you have to
there
use
is
official
some
on
other
everything
band
now.
named Jumping the Gun and they don't even do stuff anymore.
I bet they don't even jump guns.
They
dude. This is
don't. They
ridiculous.
don't. They're not even that
Ridiculous.
cool. So it's like, get out. So
They're
no,
hopping
I'm
knives.
kidding. I'm kidding. If you're watching this, I'm sorry. We are jumping the gun.
Yeah, we had a similar situation with Paper Matches. Go back and
there's
watch
another
that.
band that
Yeah.
has paper matches
for
and
real?
has like a
Man.
similar like style.
Yeah.
Oh
like, stuff like that. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
wild.
dude,
That's crazy.
Never know.
Very similar.
But yeah, you can find us
never
anywhere.
know.
We like to make music videos and stuff a lot. Do a lot of videos on YouTube. So that's between that and Instagram. That's probably the
That was
best
gonna be the
place.
next question. Which
Yeah.
one is the kind of the best one to follow?
Hell
you on?
yeah.
Yeah.
Instagram and YouTube. Jumping the
Yeah.
Gun official.
Yep.
And this is coming out in February. You guys got any gigs coming out in February?
Yes. So we've got one coming up, I think on the 25th, which will be at Downtown Music Hall. It's like a Sunday night. We're playing with a band coming in from Austin. I think they're called Black Heart Saints. So we're going to be playing with them for the first time at a new venue. And we're super stoked about it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we do have one in
fun.
January too, but by that time.
This will be out by then, or after that.
We are now speaking.
So if you weren't there, you are officially a square.
What are you doing?
What
If
are
you
you?
watch this, you may have seen us at the handlebar.
Maybe.
Nice.
Tom, it was nice to see you at the handlebar.
Appreciate that.
You'll have to find a Tom and then tell him.
Yes.
You got to watch this episode that comes out
There
in
you
a
go.
couple weeks.
Dude, I'll name
I name dropped you, man.
Name drop you, bro.
He's like, I don't know you.
My name's not Tom.
It is
It is
now.
now, yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, without further ado, welcome home.
Welcome home.
Welcome home.
Thanks, guys.
Come on in.
Come join us.
Please don't come to my home.
This is a cult.
I've had my head in the clouds for way too long. I thought I had everything figured out, but who knew I could be so wrong? And times are tough when you believed in things that never even existed. The shining lights are quickly fading away. The bright colors are turning a deeper gray. Lost those Alice in Wonderland. I'm searching for the answers in the place where truth can stand. My perception is altered. You led me to believe I could do anything, and now you left me trembling. I just can't think of an I have lost a hope. And this world says welcome home. So with a new state of mind, I walk out the door, and new adventures begin to arise, but innocence is now ignored. world says welcome home. I've had my